What's up, guys? Erebus here. We're gonna play an extremely obscure game today, and hopefully everything goes okay. This will be a little behind the scenes, rolling back the curtain trick. This is gonna be the third time I've recorded this this LP, or tried to, because I continually run into technical difficulties after the fact. So, hopefully we can still have a good time. Now I'm in the menu here just because there's some nice background music while we're getting acquainted with what we're doing, because the main menu sadly has no music. So, welcome to 999, which is short for 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. Originally played on the DS, so first of all, yes, I have played this game before, so hopefully that doesn't mar your experience watching it at all. But essentially, that I'm kind of branching out and doing some different things on the channel to share some of my favorite video games with you guys, and this is definitely one of them. So this is in a series. It's called the Zero Escape series. There's 3 games, and they're phenomenal story-wise. So technically, they're VNOVs, not games per se, which is going to make this a bit interesting to LP. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do it or how it's going to go, because I want you guys to get the story. The story is the main focus here. So I want you guys to get the story, and I don't want to be talking over important information too much, but at the same time, LP, so I do have to talk. That goes. Essentially, this is a puzzle game. Good Lord, the light. It's a puzzle game. It's an escape the room game. But it's a VNOV, so it's got extended novel sections, such as this one. Wish me luck. So, there is voice acting, by the way. So I'm playing this on PS4. It did come out for the DS some years ago, but there's a PS4 collection that was released. And so there's voice acting now, which there wasn't before. So I'll play narrator, because there's no narrator. And then there'll be voice actors for other bits and parts. So, without further ado, a loud noise startled Junpei awake, and his eyes snapped open.
What the?
As they adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize his surroundings. With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air.
What? Whoa!
His balance lost and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold, gray floor.
Ouch! God damn it! Ah, what the hell? A bed? I fell pretty far. That really hurt.
Sorry if I'm a little jumpy on some of the
That's kind of blurry.
some of the dialogue. I don't mean to be.
Oh, wait. That's not it. An earthquake. But it's shaking too fast for that.
Like I said, this is the 3rd time I've started this, so I'm a little antsy to get into it.
Anyway. Where am I?
That is an excellent question.
Wait, it stopped?
Some nice creaking going on.
What's that sound?
Do you know what it is? It's a pretty iconic sort of sound effect.
That's 5. What's this 5 mean?
This game is really heavy on numbers, by the way, in case it wasn't apparent by the title having a bunch of 9s in it.
What's this? Is this keeping the door shut? Hey! Hello? Is anyone there? Open the door!
Does that ever work in these type of scenarios? I don't think I've ever seen anything like video game or movie where somebody is locked in a room, they pound on the door, hey, let me out, somebody help me, and somebody just comes over and pops the door open. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were in there.
Huh? What the hell is this? A watch? It doesn't look like one.
I have one of those.
That's the same as the door.
By the way.
What? How do I take this off?
Just to flex my diehard
Maybe
fanness.
Pushing something on this will work? Nothing. Damn. Guess I'll have to force it off.
Again, has this ever worked in any situation?
No good. This stupid thing won't come off. What the hell is the deal with this thing?
I guess
Where am
trying
I?
it isn't, completely
And why the hell am I here?
out of the question, but it's just,
Why?
I've never seen it once work.
What the hell happened to me?
Seizure warning.
My
Would have been
head.
nice.
Huh. This is... Hold on. Am I on a ship? I can't see anything.
There's a porthole.
If only it wasn't so dark outside. Huh?
Ruh-roh.
What the... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What the hell is going on here?
Bad situation.
What the hell? God damn it!
This, by the way, gets me pretty anxious because
Hey! Anyone!
being locked
Is
in a
anyone
room
there?
that slowly fills with water is one of my worst nightmares.
Come on, if you're there,
Very much
say
afraid of
something.
drowning.
It's not stopping. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, I need to find a way out, and fast.
Yep, that would be a good idea. That would be the right thing to do. Alright, so it's like, seek a way out. We have to solve some puzzles and find some clues in order to get ourselves the... obviously not just this room. I mean, there's going to be other situations to get out of, but this is the basic gameplay tutorial. So I'm going to be skipping most of this information here in yellow because I already know it. You can feel free to read instead of listening to me, or pause the video if you would like. I might read some of it if it's particularly important, but it's really basic stuff. It's just move around with this, the cursor, hit X to look at something, and you can turn around with the bumpers. But that's really about it. So not that interesting overall. Now it's going to tell us about items in inventory, which I can explain, I think, a lot easier. Basically, we have an inventory, and we can look at anything that we pick up in the rooms in the inventory. And additionally, you can hit X on an item, and it'll give you a little bit of information about it. Depending on the item, that can actually be really helpful. Other times, not so much. So it'll just depend on what the item is. But additionally, we can use items on certain areas. So first of all, we have this nice picture frame with a ship. If you flip it around, you can see these little screws on there. So if you search it, you'll even say there's screws keeping the back on. So that lets us know we need to do something about that. Now, if we had a screwdriver, for instance, in our inventory, let's just say that this note here with the colored shapes was a screwdriver, and this thing needed to be unscrewed. What it was telling us before was that we can highlight in our little bottom left corner here, highlight an item, which we can do by pressing up. So we can press up, we're pretending this is a screwdriver, and then we can click on the item that needs that used on it, and that'll use the item, versus like going into the inventory, clicking the item, saying use, and then clicking the thing. So it's a little bit faster, a little bit easier, and a little bit more interesting. So that's that. Now I'm going to apologize here. This first room is going to go kind of quickly because I've already done it recently, and that makes it a little bit, not great, but it's okay. We'll get through it, I promise. This is the only room, I think. This is the only gameplay section that I actually finished. So this will be the only one that's like this, and then we'll be back to kind of a regular pace. So we got a small blue key, which is excellent. Pop open the stove. And hey, look at that. There's a screwdriver in there. So now, in terms of combining items, you can press triangle in here, select the second item, and use them together. And also, if you try to combine things that don't go together, it'll just yell at you. So, Pretty cool. Kind of basic in terms of... Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Okay. Kind of basic in terms of quote-unquote gameplay. But it's fun, and it's relatively intuitive, so that's all pretty good. So sometimes you'll need to combine items in order to make progress, which is, you know, just another element instead of it just being a point and click. There's a little more to it than that. Now we got a small red key. It's got a red key, a blue key, and papers with red and blue shapes on them. I hope you see the puzzle coming. But first we have a bit of bit more cutscene to get through. I ask myself that on a daily basis, particularly when I'm recording.
I look like a zombie.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here?
I don't ask myself that question too often.
I get back to my apartment and
And what? And what? What happened? Story time.
I'm back. Not like anyone will respond. Man, work was rough today.
Aspects of the dialogue are a bit basic or funky in terms of conversation, just because Japan and translation.
Huh, that's weird. Did I leave that open?
I should clarify, too, that this was a relatively small developer, or game director with a small development team. It was a small team, is what I'm saying, that put these together. So that's one of the reasons for, you know, the static images and just kind of the setup of how it works. It was a small team, so kind of an indie situation.
Looks okay. I must have forgotten to close it.
That's Mrs. Erebus's worst nightmare.
What? Who are...
If there's ever a window open when she gets home and she doesn't remember having opened it,
I can't...
and I don't have anything to say about it, there's some fear there. For a while.
A privilege. You have been chosen.
I like being chosen. Is it for dodgeball?
Participate in the game.
Oh, no. Little saw going on here.
It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
Well, that sounds delightful.
That's right. That guy with the gas mask. That son of a bitch must have taken me here.
Must have done.
When I get my hands on him... Well, I guess there's no way to know if that was a man or not. Just who was that?
Who was it?
They said, you have been chosen.
Yep.
What the hell is going on? Why me?
Chosen to play a game.
You are going to participate in the game.
A la Jigsaw.
The nonary game.
But this is the nonary game.
Where you will put your life on the line.
The nonary game. Huh. What the hell
For
is
the,
a nonary game? Oh, God damn it!
For the linguist specialists out there, you may already know what it has to do with. I'm not going to say anything right now, but you might know. Alright, now, like I said, I've done this a couple of times, so I already know a little bit what to do here. So basically what we're going to do, it's kind of obvious from looking at it, but we're going to pop the colored key into the keyhole and enter a combination. So to save a bit of time, I'm going to grab the combination here real quick before we put the key in, because otherwise you have to back out and go back in, and it's a bit of a thing. So, let's see. Okay, so this paper is the two blue shapes on the left. This one has two blue shapes on the right, so that tells us these two are first, and those two are second. We can use this paper to see then what they are. So, looking at our shapes here, the first two are filled in square, and then an empty triangle in the upper left. So correlating with the numbers, that would be 0, 2. And then looking at the second two shapes, it's going to be 6, 4. 0, 2, 6, 4 is our combination. Provided I did that correctly. Yep, key doesn't work because we have to put this thing in first. And now this is just going to tell us that there are mini games. Pardon me. Alright. Yes. Let me put in the numbers now. 0, 2, 6, 4. Let's go. Oh no, I've done something incorrectly. Well, shit. Was it 4, 6? I don't think so. No, it doesn't even go that high. Okay, I've done this wrong. Yes, I do know how it works. I just did it wrong. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so the filled-in square is 0. Upper left empty one is 2. Filled-in lower is 6. And empty upper is 3, not 4. 0, 2, 6, 3. Whoops. 0, 2, 6. Oh, I went past it. 3. There we are. Sorry. Alright, what do we got in here? It opened. Something in here. What is this? That's right, a file. We got reading to do, folks. Not right now, though. I don't think, because I think this is all pretty much just tutorial files. But we do need to learn about digital roots, which is quite important. So let's see here. Compute a digital root with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in question to one another. If you end up with something greater than a single-digit number, add the digits to one another. For instance, if you have a double-digit number, add the number in the tens place to the number in the ones place. Keep adding digits in this manner until you have a single-digit answer. That final single digit is your digital root. The digital root of 678 would be 6 plus 7 plus 8 is 21, 2 plus 1 is 3. Therefore, the digital root of 678 is 3. By the way, I just have to let you guys know that because of this game series, now anytime I set an alarm on my alarm clock, I automatically compute the digital root, and I have to know what it is. It's just a thing. I don't know if that's OCD or what, but it's just a thing. So, yeah, just keep adding numbers so you get a single digit. Pretty simple. And then we also have a notebook, a pen, and a calculator, so that we can... and a stack of weird key cards. So, those other items, there's a note possibility here, so we can jot stuff down that can be useful in certain situations. And we also have a calculator to do some math. As you can tell, there's going to be a bit of math in here. There's also a lot to do with digital roots, so we can compute that in here if we need to. It's a whole lot of fun, I promise. But anyway, let's get to our next case here. Where's my key? There's my key. Alright, and let's just go ahead and figure this out right off the bat. Okay, so we got the filled-in square left. That'd be 7, 4, 7, 4, 8, 5 is this one. So, let me in. Okay, key in. Yes, it's not doing anything right now. I'm aware. Let's do the thingy. Okay. What did I say this was? 7485, right? 7485. And you can see now also why the notepad can be very helpful. Because of things like this. Okay, but I did this one right the first time. So that's good. Alright, what do we got? More cards. Alrighty. So that does it for the cards. We have fully explored. It's time to use these cards and get the F out of here. So, we're going to do that on the next episode. So we'll go ahead next time and get the hell out of here and see what is what on this potential ship and why we're here and what's going on. So just to give you guys like a preface for the story, because you don't have a whole lot yet, but just to give you a preface, it's a mystery. So there's some detecting skills that are involved. There's some a lot of science and math, as you can tell, that goes into this. Some sci-fi and some philosophy and psychology, just all sorts of good shit. All sorts of things that I'm interested in, which is why I enjoyed the game. Hopefully you guys will find it interesting also. I'm going to go ahead and do a few episodes of this right off the bat, just to give you guys a taste, and then we'll see from there if we want to do a full LP or not. But we'll do at least a few parts now, and just kind of get a taste for it and get in there and see what you guys think. So I will see you guys next time. In the meantime, have an excellent day, and thanks for stopping by. If you do like the look of this game, or if you enjoyed the video, please do drop me a like, and go ahead and pop your thoughts in the comments below. What you think about this so far, and what you think about the series, if we should do a full LP or not. Let me know, because I'm looking for input. Alright, see you guys next time.